Hi everybody, I'm Diane from the Homemade Food Junkie. We're here with our grandkids.
There's a honeybee!
Got Ellie and Jackson, and we're going to pick some pumpkins. We're going to show you how to find a good ripe pumpkin, and then we're going to go process it. These are ripe, and that might seem obvious to you, but there are a few tells. They've got the skin. You see how hard that skin is? And the vine itself is dying, of course, but this part is starting to harden up, and that's what I always look for. So what you want to do is cut that. The pumpkin will store better if you have a stem on it. So you just cut it, and we're going to give that one to our little Jackson. He can, oh, that's kind of pokey, buddy. Let's give you that side.
Look, I found a pumpkin!
Oh, you sure did. These are sugar pie pumpkins, and they're great for pumpkin pie. And if you want to decorate them, see how you just cut it right here at the intersection, because these are hardening. The stems are about ready. So we're going to just take these right off the vines, and we'll have a nice pumpkin stem, and we'll take them in the house and make pumpkin pie. Yeah. If you don't need all of your pumpkins, you can always store them in your crawl space or any cool area that's about 55 degrees. And with these stems on, they should be fine. If you take the stems off, it will open the pumpkin up, and that reduces the storage time considerably. So if any of them break off while you're bringing them in, those are the ones you're going to need to process right away. Otherwise, they'll last for several months if you can keep them cool but not freezing. We're going to roast pumpkin seeds, and we're going to make pumpkin puree. You just knock the stem off. We cut the pumpkin straight in half. Okay. Yay. It's open. This is my grandma's ice cream scoop, and it is so handy for times like this. You just scoop those seeds out. You can see how they're embedded right there. You want the plump seeds. The ones that have just skins aren't really as nice. And to get them cleaned, let's stick them in a pan of water and just let them sit there for a little bit until the slime comes off of them somewhat. So all you do is you just kind of put the pumpkin seeds right in there. You can see I'm using my finger, pulling them right out of the orange goo that holds them and feeds the seeds until they're ripe, which these seeds are just perfectly ripe now. This pumpkin has a very firm skin, so it was a little bit of a challenge to cut, but the seeds are perfect and ready to go, and the pumpkin is just right for baking. And you can see you just continue to pull the seeds out until the pumpkin has given up all of its ripe seeds. If you do it right, it's not very difficult. And then at the end, we'll take the ice cream scoop and scoop the innards out. And you know who loves these innards? It's my dogs. They love the pumpkin. So I feed it to them raw. Let's see what else might be in this pumpkin on this side. There we go. Just a few extras in here that need to come out. Pumpkin, you can see it goes way up under the stem where the seeds are. And then here is this half pretty well empty. And let's get the other side. We're going to put it upside down on a sheet, cookie sheet. I put them on silpat mats. Now let's sort through these and just go ahead and throw them in the water. See how they float in there? And there's salt in that water too. They're all just going to kind of soak in there and get salty. See the two halves of the pumpkin? I've got them on a silpat board and on a cookie sheet, on a baking sheet with a silpat on it, because that protects the silpat. The silpat protects the cookie sheet from getting burned pumpkin on it, and it's real handy. So I'm going to put these in for 40 minutes. And in the meantime, I'll keep going with the pumpkin seeds. Okay, so I've got a few big chunks that need to come out, but mostly it's just fine. Okay, so the pumpkin seeds are boiling in salted water, and we're just gonna, I turned that down so they're gonna, the boil will come down to about simmer, and I'm just going to let them boil for about 10 minutes, and then we're going to be ready to put them on a baking sheet and roast them in the oven. You see how those seeds are transparent now? They're done and ready for the next step. So let's get started. We're going to take a strainer and put it right in this bowl, and we're going to strain out the water. From the seeds. And the seeds just get deposited right on the cookie sheet. Now I use the silpat mats because nothing sticks to them. If you don't have a silpat mat, you might want to spray that. You need to spray your cookie sheet if you don't have a silpat mat. But these are so handy because they actually do work really, really well to protect your cookie sheet and also keep things from sticking on them. So those are raw pumpkin seeds soaked in salt and boiled for about 10-15 minutes, and now we're ready to roast them. So you can see the pumpkin seeds are roasted. They're browned, they're crunchy, crackly, they're dried, and they're delicious. Okay, let's take a look. Oh boy, that's just beautiful. That's a roasted pumpkin. You can see that it's just slightly brown on the top, and what we want to do is make sure it's completely cooked. When they cool, I'm going to take the skins off, and that puree will make a marvelous pumpkin pie. Now you can see the pumpkin is steaming. It's fresh out of the oven. We just roasted it, and I'm taking a knife because it's very hot and just slipping off the skin. You can see how easily it comes off once it's roasted. This is the best way to get your pumpkin peeled. The roasting process just makes this such a simple way to process your pumpkin. And once we do that, we get this pumpkin all peeled. We can put it into a bowl and just mash it. You can see it's nice and thick. It'll make a great pumpkin pie. It's very sweet. In fact, you need to adjust sometimes the seasonings and the sugars a little bit in your pumpkin pie filling if you're used to using a canned recipe, because this can get very sweet. That's all there is to processing your own pumpkin. You gather a ripe one from the garden or the store. You process it by cutting it in half, pulling out the seeds. The seeds can be roasted, and then when you have your pumpkin cleaned, you cut it in half, put the two halves on a baking sheet, and roast it for about 40 minutes at 400 degrees. The seeds are roasted at 400 degrees for about 15 minutes. Anyways, hope that helped you out, and thanks for watching. If you like the video, like and subscribe. We'd love to see you back again. Bye.